Several years ago, Shania Twain had a song called That Don't Impress Me Much. There are some things that we get really impressed by that don't matter at all to God. Let's look at a few of them. In 1 Chronicles chapter 17, David is sitting in his house. It's a house of cedar and it's beautiful. And he says, I just realized it. I have a beautiful house and God lives outside. He lives in the Ark of the Covenant in a tent. And that's just not right. I'm going to build a house for God. So he goes to the prophet Nathan and says, Nathan, I just realized God's living outside. What are we going to do about this? And Nathan says, well, whatever's in your heart, that's what I want you to do. You just go and obey the Lord. And then God spoke to the prophet Nathan and said, look, no, I don't need this. In fact, he says in verse 8, did I ever speak a word to any of the judges of Israel and command them, why haven't you built me a house of cedar? He says, I never said that. He says, I want you to tell David this. I took you from the pasture, from following sheep to be prince over my people. I have been with you wherever you have gone. I will make your name great. I will appoint a place for you. I will appoint judges over my people. I will subdue all your enemies. I, the Lord, will build your house. I will raise up your offspring. I will establish a kingdom. I will. God kind of looks at David and says, hey, have you ever seen the Northern Lights? Have you ever seen Mount Everest? Have you ever seen an ocean that's 7 miles deep? Have you ever seen when the egg comes together with the sperm and I put a soul in that? Have you ever seen the edge of the universe? It's billions of light years away. Have you ever seen that? God says, your house of cedar, I'm not so impressed. All the accomplishments that you've done, David, you think you did those things? No, I did those things for you. And I have bigger plans for you. I'm going to do more through you than you ever could do yourself. Our stuff and our accomplishments don't impress God very much. And so what do we do with this? Here's what you do. Number one, you praise God for what He's done. Recognize that any good that's come out of your life is all because of Him. Every bit of it. Number two, you trust God for the future. You don't think about all the things you're going to do. Yeah, He'll do some things through you. But you got to give Him the glory and trust Him that the future is in His control. The things that impress us, they don't really impress God very much. But what God is impressed by is the work He has done, because that is what's truly amazing. And that's what ought to impress us an awful lot.